Hello and welcome to QuickBooks on day 3. And today we are going to start with a new company called Chelsea Chocolates. I would have sent you an invitation for you to accept. So I'll show you how you could find whether the invitation was sent. So first you need to go to your email, and you would see that if I have sent you an invitation to accept a company, and let's see if that's the company which I have, accept invitation. Just go on to sign in. It's not that, so let me go to the email again. There you go. Has invited. So your instructor has accept that, and from there you go to sign in, continue. Right. So go to the next, and Chelsea Chocolate, that's the company which I invited y'all on. Next, it's confectionery, so retail bakery, let's say, or confectionery, and nuts and wholesale manufacturing merchant, chocolate and confection manufacturing. Yeah, there you go. So this time we'll use corporation. And what's the main role of Chelsea Chocolates? We'll use it. What's your main role? Employee. And who else is going to use this? Let's say that everyone else is going to use it as well. Right. You got a 30-day trial, QuickBooks Payroll. Next. There's no expert except for you. And let's include everything. And next. Skip for now. And skip for now as well. And let's go to next. And let's go. So you might see here that, at the beginning there was a dashboard. We already know the tour. So if I want to change this into into accountant view, so click on the accountant view, it brings to the dashboard. So once again, you need to go to the gear, switch to business view. It will change into business view. But if you want to have the accountant view, there you go. You'll see the dashboard. Okay. So you are set for the rest of the transaction and the Chelsea Chocolate. What I'm going to show you is by now I'm sure you would have completed the chapter 2, or the last day 2 chapter on Green Tree Landscapers. Please send it to me, all the trial balance and the financial statements. Today we are going to show you Chelsea Chocolates. So we have source documents, starting from source document 11, and we are going to use some of the Chelsea Chocolates here, but we will start with source document 11, right? Because you have already learned how to enter those receipts and bills, and from here on we're going to learn something new. Okay, so sales receipt to store customer. 960 plus 448 GST for chocolate sold in the store in the past 3 days. All customer paid by cash for the purchases. Sales totaling 1008 were deposited to bank checking accounts. Okay. So it's under the sales. You would see receipts are basically invoices. Okay. And if you go to dashboard, you would see right on top invoices and receive payment. But if not, you can go to sales, click on invoices, create an invoice. And that's the first thing that you do. So as for the select the customer, we don't have, but then we will call it as cash customer, which just comes to the counter and buys on cash. So we'll call it as a cash customer. All right. Since it's a cash customer, the net would be due on receipt, and we shall have it. And November 9th, 2019. Okay. Right. So we will go back to 2019, November 9th, 2019, right? What are the services? What are you selling? Sales, right? Cash sales. How much was the quantity? Well, I guess it was 960 plus 48 GST, right? 960, the rate, the amount, 960. Tab it one more time. Let's include GST and HST. If we haven't set up taxes, then we need to make sure that we include taxes here. Okay. And you would see here, add taxes, it's added, right? If you want to track from a new province, like last time, we could include the same thing. Right, everything looks good. Let's go to the dashboard, or perhaps the sales. We have the cash customer here, due on receipt, and it was September 9th, November 9th. And it was sales, cash sales, and the amount was 960. We need to include the taxes, which is 1084. Okay. Looks great. 1080, 1080, 1008, 48 GST only. Yeah, it's just it's food items, so therefore it is going to be 1008 because we changed to GST only 5%. Okay, and that's how you record the first invoice. Okay. Well, the invoice number, we could change it. And the invoice number is 2095. Due on receipts. If you find cash, we can add cash, but just put it as terms due on receipts. Save and send. There's nothing to send, we'll just save it. Okay. Oh, we don't have any email address, so we'll use save and close. right, then it should be fine. Now let's go to the payment now, because we received payment, right? So we will go to dashboard and we'll receive the payment. Cash customer, and we received it, 2095. Looks good. Save and close. Receive payment and saved. Right? So if you go to the dashboard again and or the cash inflow, perhaps we'll go to the sales summary. So if you want to get a detail, but on the dashboard you would see it's 0. That's because they're checking on the last 30 days, right? But we recorded to 2019, so therefore we have to change it over view. So click on the sales, right? If you click on the sales, right, and it will bring you to this page. Once again, dashboard, click on the sales, and it will bring you to the dashboard here. Let's change the year, 2019, November 1st to 2019. Let's make it December 1st. Run the reports, and you would see the 960 out here. Okay. But we are learning how to enter transactions, and should you need to check on your the previous histories, please just go to the change the dates and give the range, and you should be fine. Now let's record the sales receipt again for the second one, the second sales receipt, and go to the dashboard or sales, create an invoice, and we need to see what the next invoice is. The sales receipt 2096 to store customers 1075 and 53 GST, right, to store customers. We ignore that. Store customer, cash customer once again. Dion receipt. So I'm going to show you another way which you can do it. Let's go to dashboards. And get things done, but not the business overview, but then the get things done, and you click on the receive payment from here, cash customer. Yes, we don't have an open here. We'll just close that. Payment method cash, and the reference number is 2096. Okay. We don't have the descriptions here. Yeah. Let's go back again to, we're recording that. Cash sales. We are on the invoice, and 1075, wasn't it? Yep, it's 1075 and November 12th. And of course comes the 5% GST, and yeah, looks good. 1128, is that the figure? Yes, right, looks good. Yeah, it's a cash customer, 2096. Save and close. Now you can go to receive payment, cash customer, and you would find here method of payment, of course, is the cash, right? Check mark that, clear payment. So which means that would have been paid, right? Received payment 1,178.75. So if you go back again to receive payment, you see that payment received 1,128. We just have to type the amount here, and then everything's good to go. Cash payment method, good. Save and close, right? Right. So that's where we are with regard to the two transactions, and let's go to the next one. So writing a check. I want you to try out on the rest of the sales receipts as well, which you find it on source document 15 and 16, until I show you how to write the check. So we need to first of all write record the transaction of purchases, bill SP 1114 suit properties in the amount of 3,400, monthly store rent. So that was due, right? So let's go back again. So in this case, we are going to talk about add a bill. Okay, add a bill. Right. So for whom are we the supplier? Who was the supplier? The supplier was Suit Properties, right? We don't have address, but then we will type it as Suit Properties. The terms that was given was 30, right? And we are still on the 2019, which is perfectly fine, which is great. And the category here, we're talking about rent. And the description, you can write it as rents. And the amount was 3,400 plus GST. Yeah, a GST only, right? So it's 5%. So tab it one more time. That's 170. And we can save and close it. Right, bill saved. Now we have to go to the paid section. That's where we are going to pay it. Pay bill. Now there are multiple ways of doing it, but one of them is if you go to the make payment. Now you're due, right? Balance due. It says balance due. You can make the payment once you go to the bill. You see that? View bill. That brings to the bill which we just entered. And it says balance due. We are supposed to pay it. Click on the make payment, right? And here we are, bill payment, suit properties, everything looks good, right? And yeah, reference number, you could put the 2096, that was the, wasn't it? Check number 23, no, it's SP 1114. That's the reference number, SP 11-14. That was the reference number. Save and new. That's it. Okay, we need to write the amount. We have to select the account. Of course, the account should be undeposited funds. All right. One of the things which we came across was the we haven't selected an account for that supplier. So what do we need to do? We need to go to the supplier. This is how you go to edit a supplier. So go to expenses, click on suppliers. Where it says suppliers, you can edit it. Okay, click on the suit suppliers. So let me do it again, and suit properties, and edit that. So suit properties, I haven't selected the default expense category, so I'm going to select it, rent, right? And I save it. Save that. Good. Now we are going back to the dashboard, pay bill. And when we have to pay the bill, go to the suit properties. Now looks good. Make a payment. The one which is selected, which is good. Amount paid. Save and new. Now you would see here amount paid 3,570. It's already paid, right? That's it. Amount paid. Right, now let's go to the next transaction, which is, so I want you to complete the source document 15 and 16, which is on sales receipts. And then after that, we will go further sales receipts as well, further down there, right? And so the objective, as we mentioned, was to make sure that on day 3, our objective was how to set up new customers. We will learn about, I believe we learned it yesterday as well, how to set up products and services, creating sales transactions. That's what we did, including invoices and sales receipts, receiving customer payments and making deposits, and basic customer reporting. Okay, so that's the objective for day 3. By the end of day 3, you should be comfortable with entering new details, sales transaction, basically the accounts receivables. Let's touch base with the rest of the transactions. Until then, enjoy the rest of the transactions and complete it. Good morning to all of you. We are on day 3, QuickBooks. And let's start from where we left. So here we are at the beginning, the signing stage or page. When you click it, well, refresh the page. And here we are at the Chelsea chocolate, right? That's where we stopped, isn't it? So let me refresh again. The day's objective, how to set up new customers, products and services, creating sales transactions, sales receipts, receiving customer payments, customer reportings, right? So at the end of the day, you should be able to, or comfortably, you should be able to enter details of those, and sales transactions, account receivables. Right, let's try to complete the transactions which I showed to you on Chelsea chocolates. Hello and welcome back again to exercises. So we're going to do the exercises, and let's pull up the this is what it is. In fact, just bear with me, and it's going to be these. I'm sure I would have sent you this particular document to complete as well. All right, let's have a look at the source document. So let's first of all enter the 2096. That's sales receipt 2096, and let's write the check as well, because our objective for today, as I mentioned on my previous video as well, is to make sure that how to set up customers, products, sales transaction, and sales receipts. So let's do that, and let's make ourselves comfortable with it. And so let's start with sales receipts 2096. So we are going to this, going straight away to the invoice, sales invoice, or we can straight away go to the receipt since it's a cash payment. But in-store customer, we have it here. We'll change this one into due on receipt. we will follow the dates which are given there. Okay, or yeah, okay. Use the same dates of yours, whichever that is comfortable for you. Uh, for the to check the records, it's easy for you to have today's record for the month of September. So all the dates which you find, let's make it September for the month of September. If not, when you have to collect the records or the the summary records or reports, you might have to go back to 2019. If it is hazardous or if it is cumbersome, difficult, then stick to 2022 September. Okay, right. So due on receipt, it's today's date. And the product or services, which is sales for sure. And we have sales risk, and the amount is going to be, 2096. You have it with you. It's 1075. 1075. Tap it one more time. It takes you to the sales tax, and it is, I believe it is GST only. So in that case, you just select GST from the tab, 5%, and 53.75 is the GST amount. Is that right? Yes, it is. 53.75, right? I'll minimize this as well on side by side so you don't have to keep on going back and forth. And we have the completed transaction. One thing is not complete is the sales receipt 2096. So we need to change that into 2096. Tab it one more time. Invoice number 2096. Everything looks good. Save and send. Well, we are just going to save it. Save and new, because we're not going to send it. We don't have an email to send. Should you need to print it and save it to yourself, then all what you need to do is go back again. Okay. And you would find here where it says print or preview. Print or preview, right? Click on it and just download this one into Word document, or if you want to have a logo, make sure you have a logo as well, and just download it and save it onto your folder and print it, or you can go straight away to print and you have it here, and you can save it save as PDF from here as well. Well, I have not connected to a printer, so hence I'm not going to print it. Okay, but you know how to save it. That's with regard to entering a invoice. Now let's go to the next question. Let's include the names. I'm going to show you how to include the name. Of course, you have to go to the bill, but I'll show you how to do it. But let's complete the name here for the bill, which is sales receipt. So writing a check. But because we haven't entered it before, first of all, we need to write the check. We need to enter the supplier. So who is our supplier? We write a check for our suppliers, right? Yeah, that's what we are going to do now. Suit Properties. And so let's write the name Suit Properties. Okay. And the email, we don't have it, so we'll just leave it like that. We can create our own email addresses for them, but that's fine. I assume it was N30, all the payments to be paid, leave it as net 30. So use the arrow button to go down, and then from there we can select payment terms, net 30. This would have been given at the beginning, but let's use net 30 for now. Okay. Accounting, default category, well, it's going to be expenses, isn't it? It's rent. So properties, there's a rent, store rent. You see that? It's rent expenses. So select the rent from here, rent and lease payments, and save it. Perfect. Rent and lease payments, suit properties, net 30. We are going to pay it. And so right now we are not going to pay that. So description, it's the rent. And the amount to be paid is 3,400. Tap it. That's it. And 170 GST because it's a commercial property. And for commercial properties, we do have taxes. So the total number, it's going to be 100 GST, isn't it? So yeah, GST. So 3,570. That's the amount. So what do we need to do now? Save it and close it. So there should be a bill number here. And the bill number is SP 1114. SP 11-14. Okay. And that's the bill number. And save and close. Right. Now we are going to write the check, right? Without having a bill, we cannot write a check. Okay, so what do we need to do? Pay the bill. So when they are paying the bill, pay amounts, it's already there. You see that? Suit properties. Payment 3,570. Okay. So when we are paying, we need to make sure that which account we are going to pay. Yeah, bank account. We are going to pay from the bank account. Okay. And here you would see the start checking number, check number, where it is 239. Print it later. That's perfectly fine with us. All what you need to do is save, and you would see that it is paid, right? What was the check number? 239. So next one is going to be 240, right? So that's how you do the payment for the pay bills. Is that clear? Wonderful. Great. So let's go to the next one, shall we? Let's do one more thing and one more sales receipt and one more check, and I would expect you to complete the rest of the sales receipt and the rest of the sales receipt and the rest of the write check, right? You have a couple of more write checks to do, so I would expect you to complete that. Let me do a 2097 and I would expect you to write the other check as well. In any case, I'm going to write the check so that you are quite clear, because this has both GST and PST. All right. So add the bill. First of all, you need to add the bill. Only then we can pay it, right? So what does the bill say? Who is the supplier? Write the check for them. Pacific Power Corporation. Add the new supplier. Pacific Power Corporation. Use quick add. Well, we don't see it because in desktop you would find that, but we are here on online, so it's perfectly fine. Regardless whether it's quick add or not, we will add the details, right? The The tax is going to be GST and PST both. We'll use net 15. Expense account is, it's hydro, isn't it? Yes. So let's select hydro. If you don't have it, we are going to enter it. Utilities is the expense which we can add it. Okay. Utilities. Click on the utilities. Right. So I have completed the by entering the names. That's for Pacific Power Corporation, and the amount is going to be GST and PST both, and that's going to be 480, right? So make sure that you enter all the details, bill number as well. Let's have the bill number here. Bill number PPC 44998. Right, one more tab. Then that brings us to the amount, which is utilities, and the amount is 450. Was that right? 480. Whoopsie. So go back to the category details, hydro, just to make sure that it is hydro 480. Tab it, and it's a combination of GST and PST. Have it one more time. And that's going to be 500 and I think it was 12%. Okay, let me see. $537.60. There you go. All done. Looks good. And net 15 and save and close. Now comes the payment section, because we are paying, writing the check, right? Right. Select that. Right. And the 440 is the check number. 440. Print later. We don't. Sorry, 240. Tap it one more time. And it's time for our payment. Save and close. So that will be paid. So that one bill is marked paid. So what I want you to do is complete the rest of the transactions which are there. Okay. Right down to let me show it in a bigger screen. So we have here 2096 is what we did. We wrote the check here. So there's one more check to be written. You complete that, 241, and write the check. Sales receipt 2101 is what you have to do for the add estimates. Oh, sorry, invoice. It's not the estimate. Right? Complete that transaction as well. Original craft. If you don't have it, you make sure you type it. Original craft. Right. I want you to complete the addresses. You can write any addresses of your choice. That's perfectly fine. Primary method, check, right? And that's it. And the sales, right? So it's obviously it's going to be, well, you could use terms of net 15 because it's on account, right? And sale customer type, we can say credit customer, and business number, we don't have it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, we are going to save that. Original craft, we don't have the email, but you could include the email addresses. And 2097, no, it is 2101. I may have skipped some of the invoices before, but as for you, you should be able to do it. You would have done all the others before, so you may not be missing out. Either way, make sure that you use the correct receipt number. 1675. Craft shows description, right? 1675. Tap it one more time, and it's just GST. Tap it one more time, it's going to be 1758.75. You see that? Right, everything looks good. All what you need to do is save and close. Right, that is done. And when the time comes for payment, I'm sure you would come across later on, and then you know how to do the check as well. So complete that and send it across to me. Okay. As with regard to the reports, you would see that Chelsea Chocolate, the net income 2750, and because we had expenses as well, we have a profit of minus 1163. So you need to go to the report section, right? And if it is balance sheet you want, you can click on the balance sheet. You want accounts receivable summaries, you can have that one as well. Original craft, in-store customers, right? And a reporting period today, if you want to have a range of it, then we can have it this month. That's 30th September until then, but we can have a range of it as well. All days, 30 days period, right? Yeah, so then we have the custom period. As of which dates? As of today. There you go. Right? Okay. And we can run the reports. Well, it's going to be the same because we haven't added any extra. So so that's where you find all the reports, management reports. I urge you to play around with this company overview, sales performance. If you want this month to date, then have a look at it, sales reports, and you don't have to create altogether new. You see that everything is created as a report. Okay, right. And you would find here AR aging details. And if you want to present it to your board meeting or any other presentation for the management meeting, you have it everything ready, right? So yeah, that's management reports which you're looking at. But if you're looking at standard reports, you would see here all the details, right? Checkmark, estimate customer deposit details, and contact list, product services. You would find everything in here. Okay. So complete and send it across to me, and we shall start the day 4, which is going to be a new company. Okay. Until then, have a wonderful evening. Enjoy. entering QuickBooks. Take care and have a wonderful evening.